Welcome to TMZ Live. So our reach out to find members of Congress who are on vacation while the federal government is partially shut down, federal workers not getting paid. It's supposedly boomeranged in our face, according to Senator Rick Scott, who posted pictures of himself, his wife, and his grandkid at Disney World, and basically said, in your face, TMZ.
So interesting that he was acknowledging that someone was going to get his photo while he was at Disney World. And so he got out ahead of it, right? And he posts this and says, TMZ, yes, I'm at Disney with my grandkids. Should we be in DC? Yes, but I don't get to make that decision.
Okay,
So
cop out.
Pushing it off on Senator Thune.
It is
the leader,
cop-out.
right?
And it's true that it's the leadership that sent them all home, and that is true. Two things. One, vote out the leadership if they're not doing their job properly. Don't just say, not my fault, his fault. Then if it's his fault, kick his ass out of that position, number one. But number two, and the bigger thing is, yes, they were sent home by leadership. But 2 months before, they had an entire 2 months where they could have compromised and resolved this thing, and they didn't. So it's all of their faults. And yeah, you can blame it on the leadership, last week, but what about the prior 2 months where you could have reached a compromise? You dug in your heels, they dug in their heels, nobody came together. Federal workers are going almost 7 weeks without pay, and they're going under, and you're at Disney World.
Right. And by the way, he obviously, this holiday weekend, Senator Scott was not the only one. Also, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez at a Yankee game, taking in a Yankee. Now, look, you could say that's her district.
It is her district.
But, that's a nice leisurely thing to do while you're on your break, going to a Yankee game.
And again,
she took photos with a bunch of fans and constituents.
You know what? She could have compromised. Didn't compromise.
It's just the idea of doing whatever it is that they're doing with their vacation while you still have this shutdown going. I just
don't think I'm not sure that their constituents want compromise, though. I think that might hurt them.
Where do you get that?
Anecdotally.
I mean, but anecdotally from where? Where are you getting the
on social media? Mostly on social media.
Don't look at social media.
No, I know. That's why I'm hesitant to say that, because I think you've got extremists on both sides that are on social media primarily.
Right. And I'm talking about that huge group in the middle. I hate to quote Richard Nixon, but it's true.
Do you?
There is, I do.
I know you hate
There
it.
is a silent majority in this country. And you've got these extremes on social media. And what Babcock is saying, that's what people think, that, they must be speaking for America. 13% of the people think Congress has done a good job. There's a reason for that. Nobody likes the fact that all these federal workers are not able to pay their rent.
Right.
And not able to pay their rent.
And by the way, even the ones who have started getting paid, Congress gets no credit for that. The ones who start getting paid because the president had to sign an executive order because Congress wasn't doing it.
Yep.
And that's just a temporary fix.
So this,
by the way, also, don't forget that these poor workers who, even if they're getting paid now, and some still aren't getting paid, they're still digging out of the last shutdown that was 6 months ago. There were 2 huge, very long and record long shutdowns.
And they are living
they are
living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, they're making $50,000 a year. They have families.
Yeah.
They are living paycheck to paycheck. I don't know how they're doing it, but the bottom line is, this is week 2 of their spring break, where they are on vacation.
There was all this talk last week that they would come back after Easter and after Passover. That they would come back on Monday. And they would actually sign some legislation to take care of the shutdown.
Didn't happen.
It's Monday. Nobody's back in D.C. So
I got to tell you this. So yesterday, we had gotten a picture of Speaker Mike Johnson,
who's everyone's wondering, where's Mike Johnson?
He's the guy. He's the guy who sent the House home. And a lot of people say, no, I'd like to be in D.C., but Mike Johnson sent us home. So we got a picture of him at a coffee shop in Louisiana.
Now, albeit no one's saying that's any extravagant thing he's doing. That's his district.
It just shows
he went to a coffee shop.
He's there. So the person who sent us the picture decided we're not going to give them this picture. And we never got it. They had to give it to us or somehow provide it to us where it would be cleared, and they wouldn't do it. The person said he's a Republican, didn't want to do it. There were all sorts of reasons. But we called Mike Johnson's office before we knew we weren't going to get the picture to see if we could get a comment. Listen to this. This is what the staff said. Can confirm the speaker does, in fact, drink coffee. Staff believes his caffeine consumption is a direct contributor to the fact that the House of Representatives remains the only body that has voted multiple times to fully fund the entirety of the federal government. Well, why did Mike Johnson let them go before they could vote on the Senate bill? And I mean, at a point, this is just ridiculous. The
whole point of that statement is Mike Johnson is pointing out, his staff is pointing out, that they voted to fully fund the entire government, which is not compromising because that's not what the other side wants. As we've discussed, they want reforms to ICE. Well, and what he's saying is, nope, we just want it.
It's the word fully. Right. And what he's saying is,
no compromise.
We want ICE funded, period. And we voted to, well, you know what? The other side voted to fund everything but ICE, and you two couldn't agree. How about this? And we mentioned it last time, that maybe you got to swallow a bitter pill to make it work. That maybe two things that you do: fund ICE, but require them not to wear masks and require search warrants. It's not as much as what the Democrats want. It's more than what the Republicans want, but it's a reasonable compromise.
But, you're talking about something called compromise, and that's not how D.C. runs anymore.
Well, that's not how D.C. runs, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. So send us pictures. And by the way,
as long as the vacation continues, they've got a whole other week.
And he made a joke out of it. Right. And they made a joke out of it. Send us pictures.
It wasn't even a funny one.
It wasn't even a funny one. Well, if you want a funny one, Mike Johnson was in a coffee shop and makes him a drip. Send us pictures of your members of Congress that you see out and about, and we will gladly put them up on all of our platforms.
Yeah, this is Artesia from California. My issue is not even with Disney, right? It's Congress making headlines, focusing on making headlines, then creating those results for American people. People haven't got their checks in, like you said, over 7 weeks. And that's held a lot of time for angry people. I mean, the cost of living is high and absolutely feels like a political performance instead of problem solving. Just knowing that I know a lot of people in TSA right now and they're getting support from their families, but there's so much that we can do to help them. So now it's just, what do we do? What can Congress do right now?
Well, apparently they can vacation and party.
Well, as promised, Savannah Guthrie is back on the job. She is at Today, and she was actually on the air when they started the show this morning. Remember, she had been back to visit them once during the last 2 months while she was dealing with her mother's disappearance. But this was the first time she went on the air, and everyone was watching to figure out what was her mood going to be? How could she handle this?
Would she talk about it?
Would she talk about it? This is how they started the day.
Pretty shot of the sun coming up. Good morning. Welcome to Today on this Monday morning. We are so glad you started your week with us, and it is good to be home.
Yes, it is good to have you back at home.
Well, here we go. Ready or not, let's do the news.
Yes, so good to have you back. All right, those folks out on the plaza to welcome back our dear friend.
Yay. Some beautiful signs out there.
There's been signs for so long. They're going to be so excited to see you.
I'm excited to see them. Give them all a hug. I've been really feeling the love so much. So thank
welcome
you.
back.
Good to be back.
Great to have you.
You know what struck me about this? Her dress.
Yellow?
Which is the idea of coming home.
Spring and,
no, coming home. Like yellow ribbons.
I thought of it more as sort of a new beginning of spring.
I'm thinking of it as yellow ribbons.
You went with Tony Orlando and Dawn when they tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree to invite back the soldiers. No, that's not nothing.
I don't want to trivialize it because that's actually become a thing too with missing people.
Without question.
With wearing yellow, so that really struck me.
It's also a sunny color. I mean, she does seem as upbeat as you can be. She's delivering the news. It's obviously extraordinarily difficult difficult. She was out there for part of it with Jenna Bush Hager, and she was clutching her hand in the beginning, looking at all the
when they went outside
the outpouring
plaza.
of love. She was holding her hand the whole time and looking at the signs. It's hard to feel anything but warmth over this.
Good she's back, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good she's back. And, you know, it's awful what she's going through. This is a cold case. You know, I will share a little bit of news with you. The person who has been incessantly contacting us,
although stopped for a while.
Yeah. We got another letter today from this person, an email saying, I know where her body is and who the kidnapper is. Give me half a Bitcoin and I'll tell you. And this person has been really persistent, knowing that if it's a scam, it's a federal crime.
Right. But they also made the point that they wanted to make it clear that they have nothing to do with it.
Right.
They've been out of the country, but who knows?
We forwarded
it to the FBI,
right,
as we have in the past.
Right.
And for whatever reason, and this is the thing we haven't figured out, you have to assume that the law enforcement, they believe that this person is not legit. Otherwise, they would have advised Savannah to pay the money.
Can we just be really transparent? I think you're right that the law enforcement doesn't. There's something.
I just can't figure out why.
Well, why not take a flyer? The price of Bitcoin is much lower now. These are like, you can just take a flyer and see what the person knows. The most you lose is 20 grand, 25 grand.
I'll tell you why. My spidey senses tell me that there's something about this guy, because one of the emails he sent said early on, time is of the essence to do this. And then the next day he said, time is no longer of the essence. If he was pulling a scam, why would you say time is no longer of the essence?
Right. You want to keep the value high.
You want to keep the value high.
Yeah.
And the fact that he said this made me think, this guy knows something.
Yeah, it's a way to look honest as well, though.
I'm not, look, I'm not FBI.
We're not privy to all the information they are, but
you're talking about the
from the outside looking in, it sure seems like this person knows something.
Hi, this is Hannah from Boston. I'm really glad to see Savannah back on the Today Show. There's been some controversy online that I've seen where people are saying that they think she came back too soon. But when something so traumatic happens in your family, I feel like it's only up to her to decide when the time is right to come back. So whether that's today or a year from now, there's no right or wrong. Yeah. She needs to continue on with her life, and I'm glad to see her back.
100%.
Yeah. And people online who are saying that about her need to get lives and let her live hers.
Yes.
She's the only one who gets to make that decision.
100%.
Coming up.
Congressman Tim Burchett, welcome back to TMZ Live. We've talked to the Congressman about UFOs and UAPs.
I mean, if these things exist as I think they do, they could have destroyed us with a blink of an eye. Be right back.
You know, this is interesting because of Artemis, that we are now looking at areas man has never been.
The astronauts will go further than, as the old saying goes from Star Trek, to boldly go where no man has gone before, or woman. They are doing it as we speak, really. And what's interesting about that is something that Congressman Tim Burchett said last week that really raised our eyebrows and I think set off alarms about. We've talked to the Congressman about UFOs and UAPs, and
he's really a leader in this area.
And that everyone wants the government to be more transparent. Well, listen to what Congressman Burchett said last week, because now I'm not so sure we do want more transparency.
And then we're going to have him on and talk to him about this.
I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is, and I'll just tell you this: if they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up. You'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. I'll just tell you this: I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and it would have set the earth on. This country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard.
So joining us right now is the Congressman.
Exactly, Congressman Tim Burchett. Welcome back to TMZ Live. How you doing?
I'm a little close to the camera. Let me move back. That's a little too much, Tim Burchett. How about that?
We have a joke about that we tell, but we're not going to use it.
Yeah.
All right. Look.
So what did you see now? I guess it would be about 2 weeks ago. That was very alarming, the way you said that, at least.
Yeah, well, because of the circumstances and where it was, I can't get into too much specifics, but it was elaborating on some stuff that we'd asked for, and it was important to get this person in a secure setting to where we could ask him these questions. And there was somebody in the meeting with us, one of my colleagues, I guess you'd say, was basically there just to kind of upset the apple cart and to throw, a monkey wrench into the deal. And every time a question was asked by this particular party, it was really the answers were out there, and they gave them, and they gave specifics, they gave addresses, they gave times and dates and people that were in the meeting. And this went all the way up to the executive branch of previous presidents, not this current president. And, it's something that needs to be said, that I've said this before, and I've heard it in these secure type settings, is that these arrogant jerks that are in government, and they're unelected bureaucrats, and they told me the president is on a need-to-know basis. And to me, that should send a chilling effect. You all as journalists, and you are journalists, you've uncovered more than 3/4 of the mainstream media that's out there now in what's going on in our country. And you do it and make people laugh. So I think and I dig y'all for that.
So you mentioned that somebody apparently was testifying and gave information. We've done a bunch of documentaries. You've been a part of some of them on this. I'm interested to know, is the person that delivered this information somebody who's out of government, somebody who was in the Navy?
There are somebody in government, and I hate to correct you on something. They were not testifying. They did not hold up their right hand and
what kind of a meeting was it then? What kind of a meeting?
Well, it was what you would say. It's kind of James Bond kind of stuff. It's in a very secure setting. I'll just say that and leave it at that. But it was it's in a chilling effect to me when they say things like that. It's like we're untouchable. You can't handle what's going on. It's up to us to decide what you can and cannot see. And to me, I just don't like a government like that. I'm a very transparent. I don't care. I know y'all are liberal out there and then we're conservative out here, but the reality is there's a good reason that liberals and conservatives, one thing they can't agree on is they don't trust the dadgum government because of this arrogance. And we need more transparency. That's why I love it when y'all uncover something, which you've done a pretty good job of in the last few weeks.
Thank you, Congressman.
There have been different reports over the years. Some reports that there have been pieces of machinery that were found that did not seem earthly. And then there have been reports about life that is not earthly. Which one of those two, or both, are you talking about? A form of life that is not earthly, or just something mechanical that's not earthly?
I'd say you'd be safe to say both.
Huh.
And now, and my big thing on this is this. Look, I have my own beliefs. People throw it up in my face. Oh, you say you're a Christian, but this isn't very Christ-like. I said, dude, the Bible, Genesis 1 says God created the heavens and the earth. And then you read chapter 1 of Ezekiel. That's Old Testament, just like Genesis is. And they talk about Ezekiel seeing the wheel, a wheel within a wheel. And, and they keep throwing up obstacles to us. They're saying this is demonic, this is positional, it's time and everything else and all that. And I don't get into all that. I just want to know what we're spending tens of millions of your dollars on every year. Every department has it. NASA, they went on record a few weeks ago and said, oh, we have no proof. We've got no files. We got no pictures. And I said, what the hell was I did y'all brief me on a while back on if we don't? This thing is it just drives me crazy. You got one side saying one thing and the other side saying the other, and they're both in the same departments and they're so compartmentalized. That's why Washington is a mess. We're not going to fix it. But if we got a president with the guts to put this stuff out and just dump it on us, dump every bit on us and let us figure it out.
The way you described this, whatever happened at this meeting, this briefing that was happening, was there something that if we knew, we would feel that we are in danger? You said you wouldn't sleep at night if you knew the things that I saw in these briefings.
Yeah.
Should we believe that that's the part where it seemed alarming?
I don't think we're at danger of this. I mean, if these things exist as I think they do, they could have destroyed us with a blink of an eye. I just don't see that, and I think that's. I do think they have the technology and the capabilities of something that we can't understand or we can't grasp.
So you are saying, help me and correct me if I'm wrong, that a government official.
See, Charlie, this is what reporters do. They say, "Don't wait a minute. What you're saying is..."
Yeah, because I don't want to misquote you. So
you're right.
No,
You got some guy looking over the counter. Some of those guys is looking over the counter and saying, "Does this guy really talk like this?"
No. I'm actually yielding to the gentleman. That what I want to make sure I'm understanding is a member of our government has told you and others, I guess, that there is a form of alien life and machinery which maybe brought this living creature here that interacted in some form with people?
Yeah, they have, and they've. It's pretty wild. I know. But I'm just telling you, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd take a lie to you. You want to put me on a polygraph, I'll take it. But this is what the guy told me. I mean, I've had a very high-ranking naval official describe. I've talked about this before. Underwater craft, something big as a football field, moving at over 200 miles an hour. And there's no fish in the ocean that would do that. We don't even have a sub that'll probably do 40 miles an hour under the. And the last thing he said before he left my office was, it was kind of weird because he didn't go out he went out the side door, which nobody ever uses. And he looked at me, he pulled me up close, and he said, "Tim, they're real." And that's the last thing he said to me. That'll be the title of my book, I guess.
Wow.
But, so what do I do with it? I don't know. I mean, I get all this stuff and they bring it to me. It's your all's fault because your guy asked me one time out on the street corner, said, "What did I think about the UFO report?" And I said, look, more people believe in UFOs than believe in Congress. And I put it on a dadgum T-shirt and it sold out.
It's true, what do you do? It's true.
I know it's true.
So listen, make us the repository for any information you're willing to share, because we will put it out there. But what you're saying is fascinating. I realize that there are bounds here, but if you feel comfortable getting more specific, we want to know and the public wants to know.
I'm going to hook y'all up with some people too, some of my friends in Congress, because they're briefed on stuff. Sometimes I just don't go to the meetings, Harvey, just because I know it sounds weird, but I'm just so frustrated with it. I've been chasing this. And it's very X-Files-ish, too. I go to some of these meetings, and I think they're giving me a bunch of garbage because they know there's money available. We'll throw it at them, to research this. And that's not the answer either. We need to consolidate it all under one deal, if it's Space Force or what have you. But we also just need to release everything. I think that would just... That you all could be at the forefront of that, and I would dig that. I would love
we
it.
Want to be. And by the way, we officially come to Washington, D.C. with our staff on Monday, a week from today. So we will stop by and point us in the direction, because we want information. Yeah.
Right on. Well, you'll get it.
Congressman, we will be in touch. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Tim.
Appreciate it.
Coming up.
On Easter Sunday, Taylor Frankie Paul was having a battle with herself about her faith, about which way she wants to go. Obviously, you know that she is one of the stars of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
There are two words now that need to be 86 from that. Wives and Mormon.
And Mormon.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. On Easter Sunday, Taylor Frankie Paul was having it seems like a battle with herself about her faith, about which way she wants to go. Obviously, you know that she is one of the stars of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She was born, raised in the Mormon Church.
There are two words now that need to be 86 from that. Wives and Mormon.
And Mormon, yes. She is, as she puts it, stepping away from the church. Now, I don't know how official that is, but a little bit of what she said on Sunday about why she was stepping away from the church. Born and raised Mormon, and I'll always have love and respect towards it. I'll continue to go with my family at times. With that being said, it's time to detach myself from it. I strongly believe in Christ, God, the Bible, the divine. I believe we are loved whether we are praying in a church building or from a bathroom floor at home. I've also experienced grace and love from amazing people that aren't sure what they believe, if at all, and that's okay too. Point being, there is more out there to learn.
This may be off point, but there is no such word as towards.
I know,
and
you
people,
saw that I stopped on it, right?
It's toward everybody.
There were a couple of grammatical things in there.
The toward thing drives me crazy.
Toward thing.
Anyway, on
also,
the Mormon
praying
front,
from a bathroom floor, that's usually what's done after a night out drinking.
That's right. You would know that.
Is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I wasn't talking about myself. Just referring anyway.
You want to talk about that bachelor party?
Oh, wow. Wait, I want to know about this bachelor
Hold
party.
on a second, man. There's no boundaries. Good. I'm glad to know there are no boundaries because I got a lot of things I got to say. Anyway.
Well, I think she's
We'll get to
posting
that.
this in light of all like the hate that she's been getting from the Mormon community. A lot of people, just in general with the show, have felt that it hasn't painted the LDS community in like a positive light. You know, these girls were swingers and some of them drink, some of them don't. Like a lot of things.
Yeah, but she's
lines
part
are
of that.
crossed.
It's like she's saying, I shouldn't be on this, I shouldn't be representing Mormons because I drink, I throw chairs, I do all that
the odd
stuff.
thing is, I don't think
and
that,
now she's separating herself.
But none of those things are the reasons she's stepping away from the church. It doesn't sound like
right.
it.
She just says there's more to explore. There's more out there than
I don't know if
just
that
being
means
Mormon.
other religions or...
Yeah, what does it mean?
Or
Yeah,
does it mean just...
Yeah, the weird thing is, she's saying like, I'm doing stuff that the Mormon church would not embrace, so I'm leaving the Mormon church as opposed to not doing the stuff.
Right. I mean,
isn't that a little odd?
I just don't know how much the Mormon church was messing with her anyway, based on all the things that happened on that show.
Yeah,
God, can
I
you
can't imagine they
Can you
liked it at all.
imagine? It's like if you did a poll today and saying, what do you associate most with Mormons? And
they
most
said Taylor Frankie Paul.
They say that, and they say the show. It must drive them crazy.
yeah, and Book of Mormon.
And Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Izzy, and I am based in St. Petersburg, Florida. First things first, I think it's a little crazy that she posted this announcement on Easter Sunday. To announce that you're detaching from a church on Easter Sunday is like really insane. But anyway, regardless of that, I'm happy for her. It might tarnish her already bad relationship with her mom, but hopefully that's not the case.
Well, we don't want anything toxic there.
No, that would never happen.
Coming up.
I'd say welcome back to Kanye West, but based on the numbers, I'm not sure he ever went anywhere. There were these shows, he put on 2 shows last week at SoFi, and it has now led to him getting another huge gig, which is stirring some controversy across the pond.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live, and I'd say welcome back to Kanye West, but based on the numbers, I'm not sure he ever went anywhere. Obviously, there was a lot of controversy around him after his embracing of Nazism and anti-Semitism in general.
And Hitler.
But then there were these shows, he put on 2 shows last week at SoFi that were both sold out, huge success.
17,000 people each time.
And it has now led to 70,000.
70, excuse me, I'm sorry.
And it has now led to him getting another huge gig, which is stirring some controversy across the pond. But before we get to that, those SoFi shows, he reportedly made $33 million.
That's crazy.
I think that's revenue, I believe. I don't think that's his
gross.
profit.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean gross.
Yes. Gross revenue.
Yes.
There'll be bills to pay out of that, but
he can now he recovers the loss from the Malibu property.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why he did the shows. Yeah.
Right.
So this has led to this success. I think seeing the sold out stadium. I think the fact that people were so enthusiastic and positive about the performance itself that he got hired to headline the Wireless Festival, a big music festival over in London every summer. And he is now going to be the headliner, not just one of the 3 nights, all 3 nights. Kanye is their headliner and did not sit well with some of their sponsors. So even though clearly there were fans by the tens of thousands.
I think Pepsi pulled out, right?
Right. Pepsi is now pulled out.
But you know, look, with all the
PayPal also pulled out.
They may pull out, but he has not been canceled. And if Kanye West can't be canceled, it either says musicians just cannot be canceled, or there is just a tremendous amount of anti-Semitism in this country and elsewhere, and there is, but I didn't think it was at that level.
I mean, it could be both, and as long as people have a hot song, then people will want to go and hear it. If an artist has a song you like, a lot can be forgiven with a good hot song.
But does he have a song, or is it more, I want to see Kanye West?
It's the body of work. It's all the songs. And he played a lot of his hits at the concert.
Different than a song. Different than just a song.
Right, it's a career. But you have to understand the thing with Kanye, and I'm not excusing anything, but for a lot of people, they thought he was having a prolonged manic break. They weren't angry, they were sad. They were sad and disappointed. And they're like, what has happened to Kanye?
They weren't just sad, they were outraged.
But there was a lot of
some were outraged.
There was a lot of what happened to Kanye West? What happened to the George W. Bush doesn't care about black people guy? Who is this person now saying white lives matter? And now that he's sort of apologized for that, that's what they wanted to hear. And so they feel like, okay.
Is Kanye West an anti-Semite?
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, through all of that, of course. I mean, what he said was repulsive.
So he can say, I love Hitler, he can talk about the Jews, he can do all that stuff, and then the answer is, I don't know if he's still an anti-Semite, but he's totally...
Because of his mental illness, I think that's how some people can look at it. I'm not saying whether they're right or... I don't know if he actually is.
I can tell you that Kanye West was saying this stuff before all of the mental illness surfaced. He was.
Whoa.
Well, then that's something you know.
I know because after he came into the office, I started talking to people, and they said this is not new.
But most people don't know that. Then if you knew that, then...
Well, I found out after he came into the office. But look, I'm not saying he's an anti-Semite or not, but there's certainly some evidence of that.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't think people care.
But I think that a lot of people...
They were rooting for him. They wanted to see him get better and be what he used to be.
I think all of the above are true. I think there are people who don't care. I think there are people who are anti-Semitic. I think there are people who rationalize that he had mental illness and they don't believe he actually is an anti-Semite. I think all of those things combined are why you see him having this kind of success. I don't know. Yeah. I don't have the answer for you because I don't know him that well.
My name is Donnie Henderson. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I am a big Kanye West fan. I believe he's a genius in his art and his form. However, anti-Semitism is where I draw the line for me personally. And, it doesn't say I won't forgive him further down the line, but I feel as if his apology just happened, in January, where he posted on the Washington Post. It wasn't a big enough apology to match the smack in the face they did to the Jewish community. So for me, I'm out, but I do want to see the actions behind his words, and I would like him to apologize moving forward, or even just in action steps with standing with the Jewish community and speaking at things that are broader than just a podcast.
Well said.
I hear what you're saying, and so you're saying you would not go to one of his shows at this point?
No, it's a no for me.
So I'm going to ask you one more thing that's kind of personal, and you can choose not to answer. When you're just in your car or you're at home, do you still listen to Kanye's music, though?
Not Kanye. What he said, honestly, I can't separate the artist from the art for what he said, because it wasn't just what he said. It's also he was selling merchandise with the swastika. So it's a no.
All right.
Coming up.
Big laughs this weekend, and boy, could we use them, on the TMZ Comedy Crawl.
This is an experience.
And a damn funny one at that. And this weekend, we were rolling out with Mateen Stewart, and who did he bring along this time?
Be right back.
Big laughs this weekend, and boy, could we use them, on the TMZ Comedy Crawl. This is the ongoing evolution of our TMZ tours. We had TMZ After Dark. We've got TMZ Brunch Tour. The TMZ Comedy Crawl
This is an experience, not a tour.
An experience, exactly.
Yeah.
And a funny one, and a damn funny one at that. And this weekend, we were rolling out with Mateen Stewart. And who did he bring along this time?
Shoshana. He brought his friend Shoshana on board, and they killed it. We really have something special here. Everyone has an amazing time on these tours because they get to interact with everybody. And the comedians are always hanging out with them at each stop. We stop at the Improv, the Laugh Factory. We sat in and saw
free shots and
free
whatnot.
shots, free drinks.
Free drink at our first place.
And we get to sit in on a live show at the Laugh Factory. So
That's amazing.
It's really amazing.
I mean, you think about it. You would pay that just to go to the Laugh Factory.
Right.
And we take you on this wonderful comedy crawl where there is a comedian on the bus doing a set, stopping at the Laugh Factory,
If you're going to a
stopping
comedy
at the
club,
comedy store.
you're losing money by not
Totally.
taking the comedy club.
Literally. 100%.
If you get
Thank
multiple comedy clubs, you get laughs
So
on
into
the
this.
ride in between. Because let's face it, your Uber driver probably isn't going to be all that funny. So
Although
take the comedy
I
call
had
to
an
go to-
Uber driver that was genuinely funny this weekend.
they're never funny.
No, I really had a good one.
Wait,
Okay.
and
We're
you
trying to
get
sell
and
the
you get free
tour here.
tickets and you get free tickets to a future comedy show.
Yes, this
at
is
these
crazy.
venues. But wait,
We're giving it away.
this Friday we have Donnell Rawlings coming
Get
on.
out.
This Friday.
Oh my
yeah.
God, I didn't know Donnell is doing it.
This Friday, April 10th,
Okay,
he's coming up.
that's
Big deal.
amazing,
It's already
guys.
an announcement.
He's so
Is-
funny.
Get your tickets now at tmztour.com.
Because there's such limited seats that people need to like be on this fast. Because
Right.
this is like a once in a lifetime
No,
thing.
Donnell,
is-
forget it, man. That's
Donnell is
amazing.
ridiculous.
Okay, every weekend we put polls up on the website to find out how you feel about things that we posted last week. We did it this weekend. Here are the results.
All right, Tiger's Trump chat on the phone after his rollover. Just friends catching up or a friend looking for a favor?
Oh, clearly. Yeah. What's the matter with you 5%ers? Body cam shows Tiger was, okay, this is interesting. Wasted, not that bad. I would vote not that bad.
To me, it looked like not that bad.
I think they're just saying
Well,
it.
you think
gotta
they're just
look
saying
at,
that?
Yeah, you got to look at that body cam. I'm telling you, he's got a defense here. Next.
Congressional vacays during shutdown. Everyone deserves a break or out with their asses.
OWTA.
This has got to be.
Yeah.
What's that 9%
Yes.
thinking?
Okay, it's catching fire. In Summer House Scandal, I'm Team Sierra or Team Amanda?
Team Sierra is the one who's been, she got screwed by girl
No,
code.
but I'm so glad at least a third of the people don't believe in stupid girl code. Okay.
Oh, interesting you would say that. I follow girl or bro code. We're going to say yes.
Say
because
no.
most people do.
Okay, it's stupid. Stupid. Okay, last one. After judges ruling Blake Lively should, 10 of her 13 complaints have been dismissed, settle or just walk away or keep fighting. They're going to say settle. Yep.
Will her lawyers see it that way?
I don't know. I mean, it feels like this thing's going to trial, but we will
Yes,
see.
indeed.
Coming up.
He is now 2 for 2. Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Joseph Baena, has now entered his second bodybuilding competition.
2 weeks in a row, I think.
2 weeks in a row, and has come away the winner again.
Be right back.
Well, he is now 2 for 2. Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Joseph Baena, has now entered his second bodybuilding competition.
2 weeks in a row, I think.
2 weeks in a row, and has come away the winner again. Now, I don't think the one in Denver last week, he won several categories. I don't know if he won the overall, but he won this week's competition, the Iron Gladiator.
Iron Gladiator competition physique. Number one.
Here in Southern California in Corona. And he came out on top.
And it's not
again.
And it's not just how you look. It's how you pose, and it's a whole thing that Arnold has taught his son.
Yes.
And it's work.
He learned from the best.
It is work.
Well, now he got his pro card, so I think you have to win a certain amount of competitions, and then you're basically like a bodybuilding pro. So he got his pro card with this win. I mean, I wanted to say he's only winning because of Arnold.
It's not.
But if
No,
you
he
look
looks-
at the guys he's beating, I'm not a judge, but I think he has a better body.
And it's also just the pose. When you look at that pose, it's the way Arnold posed. He's got it down.
Hi everyone, Olivia from West LA here, and I think it's very inspiring to see Joseph following in his father's legacy. It can't be easy to step on that stage when your dad is a former Mr. Olympia.
It's amazing. Yeah. But what?
Let's just be real. You know what some people are going to say, and we're kind of dancing around it.
Go back to the picture.
Everyone is going to say
go back to the
this
picture.
is the ultimate.
Go back to the picture.
This is the ultimate nepo
Go back to the
baby.
picture.
I get it. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but there are people who are going to say, probably some of the other competitors going, yeah, they're picking him because they know.
Give me the
Arnold's
picture.
son.
Give me the picture of the three guys on stage.
Let me tell you this.
Okay. Who's got the better body?
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just point this out. The people who organized this competition, if they picked someone else, would we be talking about this competition right now?
I'd say, why didn't Joseph win? What else you guys want to talk about?
It is Latrell from Atlanta. You know, Kanye West is one of the most innovative, creative, and most resilient artists of all time. He's proven time and time again, no matter how many times they tried to cancel him, he's always found a way back. And he's just pure greatness. We have to appreciate him while he's alive because we won't see anybody like him again.
Where do you land on the comments that he made over the last couple of years about Nazism and Hitler?
Yeah, you know, I may not necessarily agree with everything he says. Personally speaking, I just think, I'm just going from an artistic standpoint. I think I'm not sure how he can recover from that because those are like harmful comments. So I really can't even say I don't agree with everything he says at all.
No, listen, there are people who said they can separate his art from the artist, and clearly there were tens of thousands who did.
The word everything is a little troubling. It's like you can't agree with any of that crap, I think. But people do. One more.
Hi, this is Jasmine, and I want to talk about the Taylor Frankie Paul situation. I think it's so brave that she's decided to leave the Mormon Church and really explore her own identity. She's going through an actually very pivotal astrological transit, so it makes sense that now she's questioning her beliefs and really forging her own path. So I'm really happy for her and excited for what this journey is going to reveal for her.
Okay.
Don't have time to dig into the astrology, but.
Coming up.
Okay, so we have to tell you something. We thought it was just going to go everywhere.
It's going nowhere because we have been hacked.
Be right back.
We have to tell you something. So I made a point on our shows the last couple of weeks that Charles and I were going to be
some big thing that we were doing
on a show, and we were going to open the season. The show is Hacks, and we did this thing for the show.
It was a guest appearance that we were very proud of.
And we thought it was just going to go everywhere.
It's going nowhere because we have been hacked from Hacks.
They cut it.
I told you that this could happen. Harvey was so gung-ho about it. He's like, there's no way they can cut it.
There was no way. It was the
scene.
opening scene. They built a whole TMZ set. And somebody must have screwed up so badly.
I mean, one of us had more lines than the others, so
I am so embarrassed about this.
But you should still watch Hacks.
You should still watch that. It's a really good show.
Smart.
I blame it on the writers, personally.
Dude, now we're never going to get invited on anything. See you tomorrow. Thanks.